Hi everyone, this is Omar Cruz again for another Heidelberg Catechism. This time I'm going to do Lord's Day 31, questions 83 to 85. Let's begin. Question 83: What are the keys of the kingdom of heaven? Answer: the preaching of the Holy Gospel and church discipline. By these two, the kingdom of heaven is open to the believers and closed to the unbelievers. Text references are coming from Matthew 16, verse 19, and John chapter 20, verse 21 to 23. Question 84: How is the kingdom of heaven opened and closed by the preaching of the gospel? Answer: according to the command of Christ, the kingdom of heaven is opened when it is proclaimed and publicly testified to each and every believer that God has really forgiven all their sins for the sake of Christ's merits, as often as they, by true faith, accept the promise of the gospel. The kingdom of heaven is closed when it is proclaimed and testified to all unbelievers and hypocrites that the wrath of God and eternal condemnation rest on them as long as they do not repent. According to this testimony of the gospel, God will judge both in this life and in the life to come. Text references are coming from Matthew chapter 16, verse 19, John 3, verses 31 to 36, and chapter 20, verse 21 to 23. Question 85: How is the kingdom of heaven opened and closed by church discipline? Answer: according to the command of Christ, people who call themselves Christians but show themselves to be unchristian in doctrine or life are first repeatedly admonished in a brotherly manner. If they do not give up their errors or wickedness, they are reported to the church, that is, to the elders. If they do not heed also their admonitions, they are forbidden the use of the sacraments, and they are secluded by the elders from the Christian congregation, and by God Himself from the kingdom of Christ. They are again received as members of Christ and of the church when they promise and show real amendment. Text references are coming from Matthew 18, verses 15 to 20, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 3 to 5, and verses 11 to 13, 2 Thessalonians 3, 14 and 15. And then Luke 15, verse 20 to 24, and 2 Corinthians 2, 6 to 11. Again, it's Lord's Day 31, questions 83 to 85. So before we close, so medyo mabilis lang siya, pasada lang. But what I'm going to do is to finish Lord's Day 31 in passing. So medyo mabilis, just to narrate that. And then next time we'll do a deep dive explaining each and every question and answer. So again, thank you guys. Have a good night and stay safe from this coronavirus. God bless.